Pozzo Ardizzi's surname comes from the city of Vigevano, province of Pavia, Italy, which was formed around the middle of the 15th century from a branch of the family that is separated from the noble surname Ardizzi. History. Wealthy landowners, woods and fabrics and wool merchants were settled outside the city in the Valley district, facing the path of Pavia, at the foot of the terrace of the Ticino River, parallel to the coast of the municipality. Unfortunately, still unknown how and why the surname originated. Compound Pozzo Ardizzi. The more relevant hypothesis is that this change was due to reasons of nobility. Its first member was Antonio Pozzo Ardizzi, a descendant of Francesco Ardizzi. Antonio, along with his son Cardinal Abramo Ardizzi, Bishop of Senegalia, founded in Vigevano, among 1421 and 1424, a church in San Martino valuation under the title Assunzione Beatissima della Vergine Maria e Dies Geronimo della Santa Chiesa e Dies Maria Maddalena. For this action, obtained from Pope Eugene IV plenary indulgence of 3 years imprisonment and a period of quarantine for the Feasto of Madonna della Assunzione, and the Feasto of Santo Hieronimo, Traditio Possessionis ac Latentia Concessa etc. On the altar wall of the chapel on the right hand, it could read the inscription, Dio, Relic, Sanc, Cruc, Domini Nostri Jesu Christi, e Sanctorum Lazari, Maximini, Paulini, e Magdalenaria, B. Rosa, ex Lapidibus Locorum, Ascensionis Dominici, Montis Calvarii, Assumptionis, e Sepulchri B. M.V. Benob, Abraham Ardicium S. R.E. Cardinalum ex civitate Segno Gallia, Cusius fuit Episcopus, Viglevanum Patrium sua Malatius. Anno CICCCCXL Antonius Ardicius Abnapos, P. Anno CIICVI Ibidus Junii. The church was destroyed in 1800 and one of his relics, donated by Abramo, was transferred to the Church of S. Francesco in Vigevano. Abramo Ardizzi played an important role as a diplomat in the peace achieved on June 6, 1449 between Vigevano and Count Francesco Sforza. Following the agreement, Vigevano accepted Francesco Sforza as lord, prompting the entry of an armed contingent, the cancellation of the right to loot, and put the city under the protection of the Duchess Bianca Maria Visconti. Abramo was governor of Alessandria, ambassador of the Duke Filippo before the King of France, Carlos VII, and King Naples Renato, Duke of Anjou, Count of Provence. In 1455 he was mayor of Vigevano. He obtained from Filippo the castle and the land of Colonella in Abruzzo, with the title of Count, in return for services in the embassies. Poemetto Latino. Excerpt from the poem De Originibus Vigevanensis Populi about the origin of the city of Vigevano, written by the Father Dominican Agostino della Porta on July 22, 1490, which refers to the Ardizzi family. Ardisic superba domus, sueda super uni exhibitum est, inter nostrorum nomina patrum, stultipati, sapiensque mori, a male vivere semper, prare calis fr suos, hinc edita Furturk's family tree, still continues the family tradition of transferring firstborn son to firstborn son, a picture with the Pozzo Ardizzi genealogy tree, which begins with the description of the sons of Antonio, Lucino and Matteo in the 15th century and ends with their descendants in the 19th century. In 2007, Daniel Pozzo Ardizzi put in charge of document recovery to Mario Silvio Goran, restorer of historic and artistic artistic collections and teaching in the field of preventive conservation and restoration, 19th, 20th and 21st centuries. During the last years of the 19th century, some descendants of the name Pozzo Ardizzi migrate from Vigevano to the Argentina, which initially established in the southern province of Buenos Aires in the city of Bahia Blanca. Cesare F., Antonio, Rosa, Caterina, Luigi and Giovanni Battista. Giovanni died in 1916 and his wife, along with his 3 children born in Argentina, back to Italy. The other brothers will remain in South America. If we stand in the 21st century, as many descendants with the surname Pozzo Ardizzi is located in the Argentina, with small families distributed in Italy and Brazil. The writer, Luigi Pozzo Ardizzi, marries Lucia Fantino and had 3 children, one of whom will be Luis Ippolito Antonio Pozzo Ardizzi. Teacher, writer and journalist, played a significant role in the Argentine radio drama during the 1940 and 1950. His contribution to the genre was with the creation of various works and in the direction of radio companies. He also wrote in the newspaper La Razón, La Prensa, the editorial Atlantida, and the Caras y Carretas magazine. Published humorous stories, novels and poetry. La Picona, a son of Cesare F. Antonio Pozzo Ardizzi, ce Acute Sa Juan Bautista, bought in 1909 in the city of Tandil, at 17 years of age, a cart called La Picona. The vehicle was about 6 meters long by 1.30 wide, plus 2 rear wheels of 3.26 meters in diameter and 1,600 kilos. La Pacho wood built with 22 spokes. La Picona was drawn by 16 horses, all solid blacks, who were called by the names, using a 5-foot whip and drawing circles in the air without touching the animals. The wagon was mobilized for 80 kilometers to transport wool and grain from the city of Carmen de Patagones to Stroda, where the route was normally 5 days, and complications of time could be extended to 20 days. After returning to Patagones products from Buenos Aires, La Picona was the last major drawn transport and the location of the tracks until Patagones in 1922. The Pozzo Ardizzi family reduced communicating their actions near the sites that were not served by rail. In the 50s was abandoned in a field, and in 1969 the Pozzo Ardizzi family the donation to the Historical Museum Francisco de Viedma by Mrs. Emma Nozzi, director, proceeds to his rescue an exhibition as a historical and patrimonial vehicle in front Servan de Marzo Square. However, in this area was built a civic center, thus shoved to La Picona in the then Club Hípico Fuerte del Carmen, exposed to damage, the vandalism and inclement weather. After several political efforts to rescue the cart had not proven, in 2009 the Pozzo Ardizzi family decided directly retrieve La Picona, and Alberto Pozzo Ardizzi requested for the restoration to the blacksmith, Luis Facio. Upon completion of the work that required 8 months of arduous and meticulous work, La Picona, possibly one of the few vehicles of similar characteristics that are still in Argentina, was deposited in a square on January 8, 2011, between Bernal and Hipólito Yrigoyen streets of the city of Carmen de Patagones, province of Buenos Aires.